I was born and grew up in Gilbert, Arizona, so I'm a native Arizonan. And I went to elementary school, junior high, and high school in Gilbert, Arizona. And then I got my bachelor's degree in civil engineering from BYU and a master's degree in civil engineering from BYU. My degrees in civil engineering were the main thing that prepared me for my career. But then also the jobs that I've had, I've worked in the private sector for land development companies or civil engineers that did land development. I did that for about the first 5 years of my career, and then since then I've worked for the city of Mesa. So I would say my current position has really influenced me and given me the opportunity to have an impact on the city of Mesa. I've always felt very strongly about civil engineering. I wanted to be a civil engineer clear back in fourth grade. I told my family back then that I was going to be a civil engineer and work for the city. So I've had a pretty clear vision for quite a long time that I wanted to be involved in the civil engineering field. You could have a real tangible impact on the city and its appearance and how it developed and how it feels to the citizens that live there. So to me, I pursued that career because I wanted to make a difference. Mesa is a great place, in my opinion, an inviting place, a welcoming place for a wide diversity of people. That has all been thought out pretty carefully. I'm sure there have been mistakes made along the way, but for the most part, the homes and the subdivisions and the buildings and the various developments age gracefully, which is so important because a city is it has to age gracefully to remain a great city over time. In the spirit of what you're asking about, I think my answer is the biggest difference I make to the city. On a personal level, I try to be active in my church, and I compose music, and I try to have an influence or an impact through that. I think that music makes, it's feel-good music, it's inspirational music, and it makes a difference in the world, perhaps not in the city of Mesa specifically, but in the world in general. So I'm just, in my free time and in my professional time, I'm trying to contribute to the world as a whole and make it a better place. I think my greatest personal impact on the city of Mesa and how it continues to exist is, again, my job or my employment and my career and profession. And again, I see myself as a problem solver. There's always things the developer wants to do X, Y, or Z, and that doesn't comply with city standards. And rather than just telling them, no, I'm sorry, go away, I view my job as a facilitator to see if there's a compromise that still meets the city standards and definitely the spirit of the law, and yet gives them what they want. And I really appreciate the aspect of my job being a can-do, can help you compromise conciliatory figure to help facilitate projects, and that's very gratifying to me. Well, one great thing about working for the city of Mesa is that I get to associate with a lot of people from a lot of different fields. So again, I represent a lot of the other departments like the transportation department. So I have to understand their needs for creating a street network or a transportation network that works and representing their interests, but also all the other departments. And I also get to meet a lot of other people who are involved in other charity type work, and there's a lot of those groups that I get to work with, and oftentimes even they have projects that they want to do within the city of Mesa, and I help facilitate those. And it's inspiring to see their passion about their mission and to help them, even though that's not currently my mission, I can help them in a small way by helping to facilitate their projects. I've been inspired by all of those people and influenced in one another by all of them. Some interesting careers that can really impact cities are being an engineer, being an architect, being a planner, being involved in social work, being involved in political work. Any of those are great ways to influence cities, but they're not the only ways. Simply being a good citizen and a contributory person alone can make a huge difference. So there's lots of ways, but I would just find your passion and follow it.